Hello and welcome back to Racing Through Radio. I'm your host Sam Moore and I'm here to talk to you all about what's happening over at Ransomville Speedway on Friday nights. It was an absolutely stunning night in the way of weather, which really helped draw out the track from our previous rainouts. We had a few memorial races Friday. The Blake Chaffee Memorial Race for the Sunflowers of Sanborn mini stock saw some good competitive action back and forth between Cole Soucy, Ryan Plant, and Chris Leone, who would end up snatching that win. The Sue Kulak Memorial Race for the Kaipo Chevrolet Street Stocks saw Brandon Sherwood taking his 20th career win at the track. I was able to catch Becky, daughter of Sue Kulak, in the pits after the races, and she was able to share with me not only some beautiful things about her mother, but what the race meant to her and her family.
It was important to our family. This is something we've always done growing up. My mom grew up coming to the track on Friday nights as a teenager, and, she just always brought us. We've brought our sons, even when we didn't live in the area, when we come home to visit. We are always, you could find us here at Ransomville Speedway. Our sons now are grown, and I have a grandson, and tonight was his first time here at 2 years old, and absolutely loved it. This is the start of a tradition for him, too. So, it'll just be a family Friday night in Ransomville Speedway.
I feel like that's the reason we do races like this. It not only shows families how much coming out and supporting the track means to the drivers, but how much the community cares about the drivers and the races. Ransomville Speedway and its racers are an absolute keystone in the community. So many of the people I talk to in the pits not only have been here for 20 to 25 years, but had parents who grew up on this track, who met on this track. And it's not just people who are right around the corner. Ransomville has something to offer for people far away too. For example, one of my college professors came down from North Country to watch this past Friday. He really wasn't sure what the appeal of Ransomville Speedway racing was, but he couldn't help but come over and tell me how much fun he was having. How absolutely enthralled he was from start to finish, watching, waiting for somebody to break away, to have their moment and shine. It's not just for people who know the racers, who know what's happening. It's for people who want a good show. Lastly, in the way of memorials, the Crown Undercoating 358 Modifieds ran a 9-lap heat in the memory of Barefoot Bob McCready with its 9th lap in silence. Well, as silent as you can get at a dirt track, but it's the thought that counts. Money Matt Williamson would win the 358 modified feature for not only his 26th track win, but it would move him into the 8th highest all-time winning spot at Ransomville Speedway.
Ready to take your home from the pits to the winner's circle? Rendell Painting and Renovation Services has the crew that will get you there. One call does it all. 845-5544. Race fans, take a pit stop at the Thousand Islands Cruet for olive oils and vinegars that will bring the taste of victory right to your kitchen. Dress your salads, marinate your meats. Visit them online, thecruet.com.
Jim Harbison would take the Sterling Lubricant Dirt Car Sportsman feature, marking his first win at Ransomville Speedway since 2017. After this race, I was able to talk to Abby Castile, one of the female racers at the track.
This week, I'm talking to a lot of the female drivers, just trying to get their perspective from the racetrack. How do you feel when you're out on the track?
A lot of different emotions, exciting, nervous, a lot of nervous. You never know what to expect sometimes, so it's fun, exciting, so.
Abby was real fun to talk to. She finished 15th in her feature and was an absolute ball of energy.
What got you into racing?
So my stepdad raced for mainly his whole life, so when we met him, he got me into go-karts about 9 or 10 years ago, and then we just worked our way up the ranks, and now we're here, so.
Her car is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful 44C orange and silver car with a little bit of holographic, and I couldn't help but ask her about it because, what can I say, I'm a sucker for orange.
I like to switch up my colors every year, so I did a lot of blues, and I did gold last year, so. Did orange a couple years ago on a go-kart, and I liked it, so tried it again.
The last feature of the night was the Kevin's Carpet Cleaning Novice Sportsman, which was won by Tyler Foster. Had to be a pretty good week for him because it was his second win of the week, as he also won at the Land of Legends Raceway in Canandaigua this week. I was able to talk to a handful of female drivers from the Novice Sportsman division this week, which felt super cool. I feel like in the sport of racing, it's often hard for girls like me to find that representation in the drivers around us. But these girls were having a great time and building their own community. A lot of them came up from karts together. Jocelyn Just, Jacelyn Nettleton, and Brooklyn Chaffee all came up from Thursday night karts together.
I was racing go-karts for like 3 or 4 years before, so he was like, I think it's time to move up, because I was doing good in karts.
Well, I started in go-karts, so that kind of, and then Jocelyn raced big cars, so I just kind of was like, oh, those look fun, so.
How do you feel about that kind of shift between coming over from over to big cars?
It's definitely a lot more fun and interesting. Like obviously you go faster, and it's just more fun, I guess.
It's a big difference. It's a bigger track. It's more time. There's a lot less bumping. It's definitely more expensive, so.
When I was talking to Jocelyn and Jacelyn, I asked them if they really ever thought about what it meant to be a young girl out on the track and what it meant for other young girls that get to watch.
I just feel like I can show other girls that they're capable of doing something like this, and they just have to get the right people to get them into it.
Yeah, you get a lot of support from everyone, and everyone here just kind of helps each other out, and it's just really nice in a good community.
I think this is super meaningful, not only because I have a 6-year-old niece who absolutely loves getting to come out and race, and she loves getting to walk around and see other girls in the pits in fire suits hanging out at their car. But what Jacelyn said felt special because she was able to do just that. When I was talking to Brooklyn, I asked her what got her into racing.
My friend, she was going into go-karts. It was around COVID time, right after COVID. And she had an extra go-kart because her brother was going to race, but he got scared because he burned himself. So she's like, hey, do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. So then we started racing karts together.
And does having your friends here kind of make it easier for you to just get comfortable?
Yeah, having people here to help and support, it helps a lot, because sometimes I don't know what to do. I was nervous that I started third in my heat today, but they were like, just don't think about where you are, just think about where you're going. And actually the 72 car that's right there, it was her. And yeah.
Failed start on your home improvement project? Brendel Painting and Remodeling Services are here. Let them take you to the finish line. One call does it all. 845-5544. Need a pit stop for flavor? Stop in to the Thousand Islands Cruet for olive oils and vinegars to marinate your meats and elevate your eats. Find your checkered flag flavor online at thecruet.com.
Next week is an absolutely jam-packed week of activity with all the good stuff we got going on. The Sterling Lubricant Dirt Car Sportsman will be featured in round 1 of the Western region for the Dirt Track Series, and the rest of our regularly scheduled racing will occur as well. But for those looking to watch some crashes that aren't completely accidental and going to ruin someone's shiny new car, in the program for this up-and-coming Friday is the 2nd annual Austin Wilson Memorial Demolition Derby, presented by DNA Towing and DNA Demo Promotions. So feel free to come out and watch some beaters crash into each other and not feel bad about what they're going to have to spend afterwards. As always, the pits open at 5 p.m., grandstands open shortly after at 6 p.m., and the racing will get underway at 7:15. That brings us to the end of our show, and as always, I hope to see you at the track Friday night. If not, I hope I can catch you back here Sunday at noon. If you're running late, you missed any part of the episode, or maybe, who knows, you just can't help but re-listening to some old episodes, Monday, you can find the full episodes listed on WLVL's website.